Hey y'all, I'm out in the garden trying to figure out which one of these winter squash I'm going to be able to squeeze into the garden. Apparently, I forgot all about winter squash. I don't know how it happens. I do have a few places left that I can put some stuff on the trellis. So right now it's the first week of June. We don't have a lot going on, but it is pretty much all planted. Just, you know what? Let me just show you. We're gonna start up here in the front because I'm excited about this bed. This has got sweet little chamomile in it. And these are the new Moulin Rouge zinnias that I am trying out, and I'm actually about to come through and top them all off, even though this one is about to bloom. It's going to be so sad, but I'm going to go ahead and top them all off so they get bushy. This chamomile will kind of peter out once it gets warm, and sorry, weed. And I just don't want this bed to be empty when this is all looking bad, so I can pull this out and still have beautiful zinnias. Oh, and I have some loofahs back here. I'm hoping that they will climb on this fence. I'm really excited about it. Over here we have the new beds I built. Check it out, guys. These bricks were $1 a piece. I feel like it's a steal. It's something that you can do by yourself pretty easily. You know, I'm getting elderly. No, I'm not getting elderly, but I am feeling elderly. These are comfrey plants. I'm really excited about all of these. Oh, something ate a hole in it. I have some sunflowers. Hopefully they will germinate. Over here we got some basils, tomatoes all along the back. Got 3 eggplants, some zinnias, I said basil, and then little marigolds. Look at them. I've never done a successful eggplant, and I have tried. I am a little concerned about this bed because I planted it a few days ago, maybe a week ago, and this is kind of happening to the leaves. I don't know if it's just transplant shock or if it's something bigger, but they've all got it. So I'm not sure. This is just really cheap dirt, which is kind of concerning, but you do what you do sometimes to get your garden going. I don't know. Over here on this side, there are some baits, like some little basils. These are little Thai basils and some zinnias. These are the hot crayon colors is what they're called. These zinnias in here. I'm super excited. We got some little dahlias, and I got a couple little echinaceas in here. And zinnias, and there's a little sunflower my daughter planted. And this is marshmallow. It's the first time I've ever grown it, so we'll see what happens. Over here on the table, yes, we got some sickly looking plants down here. Well, we're not going to talk about those. Over here on the table, we got a bunch of basils, and there's some mints down here, some lemon mint, and these are basils. This is a spillanthus, which is a toothache plant. I'm trying to grow as many herbs in the garden this year as possible, so I had this one extra, and I thought, I'm just going to stick it in here and see what happens. And it's just growing alongside some basils. I got a little mint I need to put in a pot. It's lovely. And these really sad looking zinnias that need to be planted. This one has pretty much all basil, except there's an aster in the top. I just ended up with one aster germinated, and that's it, so I just stuck it in here to see what happens. Alright, so let me show you a view of the garden in all of its glory here. So I've got several raised beds, a couple trellises, so you can kind of get an idea of the layout before we go through, right? Starting over here, is the potato bed. We have several varieties of potatoes. I actually did a video about this a few weeks ago, and they are looking pretty lovely. The little ones that I got from the farmer's market that I saved, they did not germinate. Only this one was the only one that I planted that did. But I made use of it and I planted other things. I got some eggplants in here, some basil and zinnias. What else? Oh, over here, that's a little Ellen campaign, which is an herb that is quite beneficial. And I will make a video all about it sometime and tell you about it, but I'm really excited to be growing it. Got some beans in the back. Just growing away. You can see my shadow and that's about it, huh? Sorry, it's the time of the day I had. It's a little cantaloupe. I'm excited about it. Hopefully it will grow. Wow, okay, here comes the potato. I didn't think any of these were going to germinate, and apparently there's one germinating. These are just weeds. These aren't potatoes. Alright, and then over here, so we got the potato bed. Next to the potato bed, we got a tomato bed. At the end, we have put little blue spice basils. Yep. A couple little jalapeno plants. These are the only 2 hot peppers that I have planted in the garden. So they are kind of over here by themselves. And there are carrots and stuff planted in here. You just can't see it. I have a couple extra spots for bush beans right here. I'm excited. And zinnias, basils. This is the mammoth basil. I'm really excited about this one. It smells delicious. More zinnias at the end because I really love flowers. We got some nasturtiums that hopefully will kind of flow over the edge here. Another little blue spice basil. I will go over the varieties of tomatoes and peppers that I have later when they get a little bit bigger and they start showing their fruit. I think right now you don't really care because they just look like little tomatoes. But I got little tomatoes. They're not quite tall enough to trellis yet, so this is a potato leaf variety. That's why it looks different than the other tomatoes. This is a climbing triple crop, I will tell you that, I guess. It's a little different. These are like the beefsteak style. They're real big tomatoes. A couple little basils. There are carrots planted underneath these tomatoes. Right? So, lovely tomato bed. Over here, real quickly, we got a little nasturtium. And then these are all peppers. Well, a couple tomatoes. Obviously, you got a roll of onions here on the edge, but... And I got marigolds. 3 little cantaloupes here, little midget cantaloupes. And then a couple watermelons on these trellises. Oh, and a loofah. Gotta have a zinnia and a dahlia because dahlias are beautiful. I have topped this dahlia, but look, guys, something is eating it. I have to mulch over this bed with hay. I just found somebody with hay, so that's good. My lovely little trellis. Yeah. Alright. This is cute, guys. Look here. I don't know if you can see it because of the sun. Can you see all these little baby cosmos? Those are all volunteer cosmos. Here's some more. They're all over. All over here. Everywhere. I haven't decided to pull them up or not because I love cosmos. This is another pepper bed on the other side here. Both sides of my trellis are pepper beds. There's a dahlia at the end. I need to put a zinnia right here because I like things to match. There's a loofah, just like the other side. These are going to be the bell pepper varieties. On the other side I have more shishitos and habanadas and like natapinos and things like that. All sweet peppers, just not like a bell variety. Here we have a volunteer sunflower that is just knocking it out of the park already. And I'm really excited about this wild lettuce growing in my bed. I know, it's a weed, guys. It is a super beneficial weed. I cannot wait to tell you guys about it at some point. Not today, because this is just a quick little tour around the garden. That's one of my favorite plants in the garden, and most people just consider it a weed and want to spray Roundup on it, and it really hurts my heart. So, I have mullein growing. I have oregano growing in on this side, if you can see. And plantain down there, a bunch of plantains, see? I love my herbs. Just like the other end. I like to match. Alright. On this side, we got another tomato bed that is being ran over by perennial herbs. Let me show you. So here are, I got so much work to do out here. Okay, so here's the tomatoes. Not gonna get into it, but these are lovely tomatoes I'm super excited about. Got some of this beautiful basil. All the tomatoes are doing pretty good. They smell very tomatoey. On this side of the tomato bed, oh man, look how wild it is. This is oregano, and it is trying to go to seed. I really need to come in here and cut this back before it does that. It is, see, it's trying to flower. So I need to trim all this back. Again, I just trimmed it. Look, guys, I've trimmed it several times. But here's some more flowers. We got zinnias and cosmos and zinnias. Look at this lovely thyme, guys. I got tons of thyme on my hands. But look, that's so beautiful. It smells wonderful. I wish you could smell that. You got these big basil leaves. Now, this plant right here is absolutely stunning. This is a sage. It smells very medicinal. It smells just like you opened up a Vicks Vapor Rub or something. It is fabulous. And it's beautiful. And it's flowering. It looks like. Yeah. But it is quite a lovely little bed full of quite medicinal herbs. So oregano, thyme, and sage are some of the most medicinal culinary herbs that there are. I mean, rosemary is a really medicinal herb, and basil is actually a very medicinal herb as well. Especially when you get into, like this is Tulsi basil right here. And Tulsi basil is an adaptogen. It is a really excellent medicinal herb. And so is this. That is an echinacea. I planted this last year, and it didn't flower, but it will this year. There's some basil and some tomatoes. These are green zebras. Here you got some little, these are little hyssop plants. And then behind it you got a little cosmo and the tulsi. This beautiful plant right here is called a heliotrope, and the flowers smell like vanilla. They are so fragrant. And I think that the leaves on this plant are just really unique and special, and I love it. The bees love it. We got some more cosmos. We got a marigold. These are echinacea that I planted 2 years ago, and they are starting to bud up a flower. I'm so excited. They're going to be flowering so soon. Here in front of it is a sublime little lemon verbena plant. This is the most beautiful little thing. I need to trim off the top, but I just think it is so beautiful to look at, so I haven't, but I need to trim it off so it gets bushier. This plant smells fabulous. I can smell it. It smells just like a lemon. It's so lemony. You got some opal basil. It's not doing wonderful. Something is eating it. These are eggplants. That's my daughter's little pea trellis that she did. Isn't it cute? Couple tomatoes. zinnia and an echinacea that I just planted this year. I planted a couple little around it because I want it to be bushier here with just echinacea. Alright, over here in this bed we got more oregano. There is some lovely mullein growing right here wild. A couple little plants. It's the first year mullein. So it's really good to harvest mullein leaves the first year. So if you were going to harvest mullein leaves, that's when you do it. This is some more spillanthus or toothache plant. And there's a marshmallow and Ellen Campaign, and that's a squash. My lovely little chives. My husband planted these. He loves chives. And they are so beautiful. The flowers are kind of spent at this point, but the bees are still just enjoying them, so I have left them. Those are daisies that I planted last year that did not bloom, and they are totally going to bloom this year. I'm super excited to see what they look like. That's a dahlia. This is a pumpkin, I think. Shoot, I think I planted a pumpkin there. And that's a squash. Alright, this lovely mess of a bed is the strawberry bed. I have not weeded it. Look at all these weeds. It's a little embarrassing. But, you know, I've been busy. It's actually a super edible plant right here. It's called lamb's quarter. I got a little red strawberry. I'm going to have to tell my kids to come get it. See it? It'll be ready. So this is my very unruly, very weedy. It's not presentable for a garden tour, but here we go doing it anyways. There's a couple mullein plants here on the side of this bed. These are second year mullein. They're going to grow up a big stalk with flowers that are very medicinal. And there's a couple little first year mulleins growing down here as well. Got a couple squash in this bed. A couple pumpkins, little pumpkins. I mean, not pumpkins. That's wrong. Got a couple little... Those are little like sugar baby watermelons or something. There's some kind of little watermelon. A couple of them. So I have all of this space. I'm going to put in some seeds. And then another little second year mullein. This mullein will grow a stalk with yellow flowers as well and be super beautiful. This is the garlic bed. And it also has sweet potatoes in it. I've never grown sweet potatoes. We'll see how that works. This is a super little cute plant. I wish it was open right now so you could see, but this is called salsify. It got edible roots, and it is just a neat little plant. I love it when it opens. It looks like they have yellow flowers, and then whenever they go to seed, they're like giant dandelions. Over here in this, you can't see. You can't see nothing but my shadow. Okay, so over here, so here we are. Let me just kind of give you an idea of where we're at. We've made it to over here. Okay, so this is some flowers in the front, some poppies, and some nasturtiums in the front. There's some amaranth growing over here. And then this is going to be pumpkins right here. I have to plant them. They're sitting over there waiting for me. And then over here where I've got dug up is just sunflowers and then cosmos. So hopefully the pumpkins will come out this way. I've got giant pumpkins, so I don't know how giant they're going to get, but we'll see. I'm excited. So Luke, my 10-year-old son, and I have decided to grow these big, like Atlantic giant pumpkins, and they grow very large if you take all the other pumpkins off. So I'm really hopeful. I started them too soon and kept them in the house, and they look horrible. So hopefully when I plant them, they will look better and they will survive, and we will have cool pumpkins, perhaps to enter into the fair. That is the goal, but If not, hopefully we can just grow a pumpkin, because we've only ever grown really a few pumpkins ever anyways. But it's something that I'm really looking forward to, because it's something that he's excited about doing in the garden and doing with me. And when your kid is about to be 11 years old, that's something that is like super amazing. Anytime that they want to hang out with you and they come up with something that is, you know, something that you're passionate about. And so my daughter, Madeline, she loves to be out in the garden, but Luke would rather be inside hanging out, looking at Pokemon cards or playing video games or whatever, reading a book. So it's really exciting to me that he is, he's interested in growing these big pumpkins and putting in the work to actually get them to a big size and see how big we can get it. It's kind of a fun challenge, and he is really excited about it, which makes this mama's heart so proud. All right, so we got just a few more beds that I haven't shown you yet. And the first one is the cabbage bed. I got a couple little cucumbers over here that are doing okay. And this cabbage is doing pretty well. I mean, just looking at it, it looks pretty good. But when you get down here, there is a variety. Something has been eating it. I am irritated. I've taken out a couple little worms. I've been looking. This is my cabbage bed. I'm pretty excited about it. Over here we got squash, a couple squash, some volunteer sunflowers, and some empty space. So I still have some empty space. I have a lot of work to do. Oh, look at these sad little plants that didn't get planted. Hang on, babies. Hang on, babies. I'm coming for you. I'm also doing a little experiment outside of the garden this year. We have a lot of deer here. We have a lot of wildlife. I live on the side of a mountain in northern Washington, like not far from Canada. It's just over there. And there are a lot of deer. They eat everything. You have to keep everything covered up. But dare I say, I planted some stuff out of the garden. Not necessarily food, but flowers. You know, we're experimenting. So the first bed is, oh, let me get out of the way. So the first bed is right here at the garden gate, right? So you got the garden gate, and then I just made this little wooden bed right here. And these are all zinnias. And I'm really excited about these. So hopefully the deer don't decide to munch down on my zinnias. Let me know. Let me know if the deer eat your zinnias. I don't know. And then over here, another experiment. I planted, oh, my little deer. I put these things up to scare the deer off, and it got really windy and blew them off. But these are all straw flowers, which are, I'm just gonna sit that down, which are really excellent dried flowers, and I am really excited about them. My daughter bought these little things that spin, keep the deer away. How fun. But, yep. That's what we got. It's a mess. I've still got dirt out. Well, hello.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Just telling you and giving you a hug.
What are you telling me?
That we're having sporties for dinner.
We're having sporties for dinner? What sporties? They might not know what sporties it is.
Sporties is a restaurant.
Restaurant? What do they got at Sporties?
Kids burgers and onion rings and french fries.
Oh yeah?
And JoJo's.
Yeah? Which ones do you like?
Kid burger.
Kid burger?
And onion ring.
Is that what you're getting?
I don't know if that my dad ordered.
Is he already ordering it?
He's going, like he's leaving.
Oh, like he's leaving. Did he send you out here to tell me that? Or did you just think I needed to know?
You needed to know.
Absolutely, I do need to know. Thank you for telling me. I was just showing everybody the garden.
Did you just finish?
I did.
Is there any red strawberries that can be eaten from me?
Probably so, yeah. I saw a big one.
Yay!
Why don't you go get it? I love you.
Okay.
So I gotta finish doing the mulching. Yeah, I got boxes. I'm doing mulching. It's happening. It's a process. My four-wheeler broke, so it's been a lot harder of a process. Look at her. Oh, look at this beautiful little flower. These are supposed to be cherry-flavored petunias. Yeah. You finding some strawberries?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got 3.
Yeah?
And I'm gonna get the other one.
Alright, you gonna take them in and share them with your brother?
Yeah. But Luke isn't going with us.
Are you going with Dad to Sporty's?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Oh, well the car just started. If you're going to Sporty's, you better go.
Bye!
Bye!
Love you!
Love you! Oh! Anyways, that is the garden in early June. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not a lot to look at. I know a lot of southern gardeners have a lot bigger gardens right now and a lot more to look at, but just give me a little bit of time. It is coming, guys. If you want to see more of my northern garden, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next video.